Alright, I just wanted to record a quick video instead of writing an article this year. It's the Sony E3 press conference just ended, and I thought I'd record some videos about Microsoft and Sony's conferences, and then tomorrow I'll do one for Nintendo as well. I'll start with Microsoft, and I'll probably put Sony in a separate video so it doesn't run too long. But I'm just going to go over everything that happened and then give my reactions to each little bit that Microsoft rolled out. Now, coming into this E3, everyone knew Halo 4 was going to be one of the big focuses, as it should be, but everyone wondered if Microsoft was going to have, some exclusive Call of Duty footage or Assassin's Creed or whatever it be, because Microsoft generally has to rely on their third-party offerings to supplement their first party, which is typically not as strong as what Sony and Nintendo have. But let's go ahead and talk about what happened. Getting into the conference and getting settled down, the buzz and the overall feel coming into it was kind of, I guess I'd say, muted. Microsoft really needed to open the show with something that was going to bring some energy and excitement. And starting out with Halo 4 was definitely the way to go. It drew, a nice reaction, the demo was good, and everybody seemed to really like what they saw. It was extremely loud in there, and Halo 4 was using all of that noise to full effect, but the game looked good. It was nice seeing some single player. We hadn't really known much about it. From what I can tell, it looks like this new enemy is either some sort of ancient foe that the Forerunners dealt with, or maybe it's even like a splinter group of the Forerunners. Whatever it is, we know that they're somehow connected to Forerunners based on the fact that they were using weaponry that was Forerunner technology. I won't get too much into the specifics of that now. I'll have a lot more to say about Halo 4 in my written articles up on the site, but it was a good way to start the show. It established a lot of energy, and it was better than come out and talking for 3 or 4 minutes and then rolling into it, because as I said, the crowd was a little bit lifeless to start. As things were kind of getting ready to kick off, being the first of the major 3 conferences, I expected kind of a lot of buzz and giddiness, but it just wasn't there, and Halo 4 brought that. So then Don Mattrick came out and he talked about how last year the Xbox 360 was the #1 console in the United States, and then in this past year it's been the #1 in the world. Pretty big accomplishment for Microsoft, especially when you consider just how dominant the PlayStation 2 was last generation and how dominant the Wii was starting this generation. So Microsoft's done a good job positioning themselves, and it's no small feat to do what they've done. He also talked about that they want to, be the platform where all of your entertainment can be brought together in one place. And then obviously throughout the rest of the conference, we saw exactly how they want to do that. So next up, they showed Splinter Cell Blacklist. Some of the things that they talked about were the killing in motion, where Sam Fisher can, he doesn't have to stealthily take down enemy by enemy. He can move quickly from target to target, kill efficiently and quickly, but then there's also plenty of mixed in sequences where he is going to be taking things down one by one. The Kinect voice integration was kind of cool, where at one point the demo guy said, "Hey you," and the guard heard it and he turned and looked and reacted, or he was calling in an airstrike, and to be precise he said "execute now." Pretty neat stuff, except for this isn't something that really needs Kinect. If you remember, going back to the Xbox, the Rainbow Six games use the headsets to execute voice commands. So I'm kind of confused why this is being so touted as being a Kinect feature when, it could be done with headset technology. I kind of wish that if they're going to use Kinect, it would be something that could only really, be benefited by Kinect, or that they make this functionality work with headsets as well, that you don't have to use Kinect. The game's coming in spring 2013. I'm sure we'll see a lot more as hands-on time comes in, but it looked pretty good. After that, Andrew Wilson from EA Sports came out, and first of all talked a little about FIFA 13, showed some more of the Kinect integration, how the voices will work, where you can call to your teammates and tell them to pass the through ball, or you can change tactics on the fly, get your substitutions set up without having to pause the game. Pretty simple stuff, but again, it's all stuff that really could be done with the headset. So, well, then after that they go into Madden. I have a point to make, but I'll talk about Madden first. But Madden 13 comes in and they showed Joe Montana up on stage doing a bunch of QB calls, pre-snap audibles, all sorts of little things that, once again, could use the microphone. But between these two games, I'm wondering if they're causing a little bit of a disparity and an uneven field for those that have Kinect and those that don't. In a game like Madden, where decisions need to be made quickly, it could really put the second player at a disadvantage if they don't have a Kinect in their home. So you have one person that's able to kind of wait till the play clock's running low and they can quickly reel off an audible or route change, and then the defense doesn't have a chance to really react, or vice versa. I know you can accomplish all of those things with button presses, but unless you have it all memorized and you're pretty quick with it, the Kinect users are going to be able to do that faster. So, well, that was EA Sports. After that, they showed a quick reel for Fable: The Journey. Sorry, I just cannot get up for this game, and I don't really know anybody who is. It just looks clumsy, and it's fine. It's Fable for those who hate controllers, I guess, and good control of their character, I guess. Phil Spencer came out after that, and they showed a quick teaser trailer of Gears of War Judgment. I would have liked to have seen some gameplay or some more solid details on what's going on in there, but having the presence was nice for Microsoft, I guess. Forza Horizon was then teased in a trailer. It's hard to tell a lot from the trailer since it was just a big pre-rendered reel, but it looked good. Obviously, Forza's established itself as a really, really good racing series, and I've heard a lot of good buzz from fans of the series, and they like that it's going to be something a bit unique, and it's not going to be just basically the next Forza. There's some unique ideas there. Yusuf Mehdi came out after that and talked about the updates to Bing Search. You'll be able to search more effectively genres. Again, if you don't have Kinect, it doesn't matter at all. If you do, it's just an easier way to find the stuff you're looking for, and get from movie selections to game selections, whatever, a little bit quicker using the voice commands. And then Microsoft got real serious about those that statement that they want to be your content provider for all of your entertainment. They talked about plans to double content providers. I've heard that Twitch TV is coming, as well as a bunch of other type of streaming internet providers, and I personally think the Twitch TV thing is really cool. I wish they would have showed a little bit about how it's going to work while they were in the conference. For those unfamiliar with Twitch TV, it's basically online streaming of games. You can go there and you can watch pros playing in tournaments. You can watch people just streaming from their computer. It's pretty cool. I like to watch a lot of StarCraft tournaments on Twitch TV. Now let's talk about the NBA, League Pass, NHL on Xbox with Game Center, and improvements to the ESPN, where they're going to have 24 hours live coverage, and that's going to be ESPN, ESPN2, and ESPNU. For people like me who have chosen to ditch cable because there was only a few channels that we really enjoyed, it's good news. ESPN was one of those 5 or 6 channels that I cared about, and I was sick of paying the full price for cable, so for me it's great news. And then they talked a little bit about Xbox Music. Now, Xbox Music is obviously just replacing Zune as a music platform, but it's going to be a whole lot more integrated into the devices you use, whether that's the 360, PC, phones, tablets. But I think it's going to be the end of the Zune brand when this fall update hits. Nike came out and they talked about Nike Fitness for Kinect, which is called the Nike Plus Kinect Training. And that'll be out for holiday this year. We'll see if the workout stuff's pretty hot. I know Zumba did quite well over the last year, and Nike is a much better brand name than Zumba. I've heard a lot of good things as far as from people who were a little bit more in the know on that one. So, it's a win. It's another way that people can use the Kinect who bought one that maybe aren't so happy with the gaming applications of it. Then Mark Whitten came out and started talking about what I'm sure is going to be the thing that mainstream media kind of touts coming out of E3, and that's Smart Glass. Basically, Smart Glass is Microsoft's ecosystem that's going to work across all the devices you already have. It almost feels like they're trying to kind of come at Apple a little bit on this stuff. Say, hey, you know what? We can provide your music, we can provide your movies, we can provide your internet experience, we can provide your gaming, and we can do it without making you buy a whole bunch of new stuff or things that are only limited to our services. So if you have an Android phone, an iOS phone, you can use those for all the things you normally use them for, but you can also use them to integrate with Xbox. They showed some of the ways that it'll enhance, I guess I should say enhance, movie watching and game playing by, as you watch a movie, it can pull up information about it on your phone or your tablet or whatever, and it's all kind of neat stuff, but I don't really see it catching on for a long period of time. It just feels like, rather than a true additive experience, it's just a data dump up in your face. And some people are going to love it. When I watch a TV show, I don't like to be bothered by my phone or my tablet. I like to watch the show. Same goes for movies. If I'm playing a game and my phone's buzzing at me or my tablet's beeping because I unlocked some little scrap of information, I would have just rather had it show up on the screen in a pop-up, and kind of like the Mass Effect 3 codex or whatever. But whatever, it's cool. I guess if you play your game and then you're out on the road and you've got a few minutes to burn, you can always pull up your phone and check all those new information things you unlocked, and it's kind of a way to interact with your games and see some stuff that maybe you would have skipped because you didn't want to take the time while you're playing the game, but you can see it later. So, Internet Explorer coming to Xbox. Yeah, the Xbox needed a browser for a while now. Whatever. That's also coming in the fall update. But overall, I think Smart Glass has a lot of potential. People will just think of more and more imaginative ways to use it. The biggest win for it, though, is that you don't have to buy an Xbox branded tablet. You don't have to buy an Xbox branded smartphone or any of that. It just works with what you have. PC, Mac, Android, iOS, whatever it is. Really, really forward thinking by Microsoft, realizing that not a lot of people, realizing that there's a big market out there of people that don't want to be locked into a specific ecosystem. So they're allowing you to just venture out of the ecosystem you're already in and include Microsoft services. At this point, yeah, they showed some neat stuff, but I could feel the crowd getting a little bit antsy again. We wanted to see games, and I heard lots of little mumblings and grumblings like, okay, this is all cool, but we got to see a game, And that's when they brought out the Tomb Raider demo. And, Tomb Raider was one of the games I was most looking forward to coming into the press conference this morning. I knew that it was going to be there. I didn't know in what capacity. And they showed a live demo, and Lara Croft basically just gets the crap beaten out of her for a good 5 minutes. The amount of damage that she takes would have made the Terminator cry. It looked like good action. It just seemed like this whole cinematic wave that's hitting, like every story has to be cinematic. It's just it's kind of making things seem a little bit ridiculous at times. I'm sure the game will still be fun. It's just the whole believability of it just seems to be going out the window when you see her falling off waterfalls, smacking tree branches, and just getting up, walking off. I mean, Nathan Drake never even took that much damage, and I think he was the most kicked around hero I could think of over the last few years. It does have some 360 timed exclusive content, so one of those things that I talked about before E3 that I wanted to see less of, it's not going away. More DLC that's locked to a certain platform is coming, and a lot of it is timed exclusive, so if you really want to play it but it's not on the content provider that you want, you'll just have to wait. But I don't know. I understand why these deals get made, but they're kind of annoying for the gamer. Then Phil Spencer talked about some new stuff that's coming for the 360, and they were just teases. Ascend New Gods. They showed a little bit of gameplay about that. Kind of hard to describe what it is. Obviously an action game, but they're large monsters out on a battlefield. It was enough to kind of get me a little bit intrigued, but not quite enough that I'm going to be paying full attention to it at this point. There's just too much other stuff right now. That's not coming till 2013 anyway. Then they showed Loco Cycle, and showing it is kind of generous saying. They showed a little teaser that looked like a light cycle from Tron, but they didn't really say what was going on. The voiceover alluded to some sort of kind of cyber woman of sorts. I'm an agent for something, but we'll find out more about that, I'm sure, soon. And then the third one they showed was Matter, and it said for Kinect. I don't know if that means it's only for Kinect, but that's the feeling I got. Again, it was really hard to tell what was going on. Kind of little silver orbs going around. It kind of seemed like a action puzzle game of sorts, built for Kinect. Then the Capcom guys came out and they showed Resident Evil 6. Showed a live demo of it, and it looks good. If you're a Resident Evil fan, it looks good. A lot of zombies and huge set pieces. It was really heavy on the set pieces. It seemed to move from one big set piece to the next, but I'm looking forward to it. I thought Resident Evil 4 was one of the top 5 games of last generation. Resident Evil 5 was a little bit of a step backwards, but it was still good. Resident Evil 6 could be great if they just make the right moves with it. Then they showed a quick few minutes of Wrecketeer. A lot of people were making the joke, hey, it's Kinect's Angry Birds, and yeah, it's kind of like that, and just done up in 3D and with motion controls. From everybody who's played it in events and stuff, I hear it's pretty fun. Doesn't really interest me personally too much, but it's probably a good thing for the Kinect to have out there right now. After that, they showed South Park: The Stick of Truth. The trailer got a lot of laughs. People around me were pretty hyped up for it. And then Matt Stone and Trey Parker came out and talked literally for a couple of minutes about the project and how it was fun to be part of that, and how Obsidian has done a great job bringing the world to life. If you're a big South Park fan, I'm sure that game has got you excited. It looks nice. It looks really nice. Then, Dance Central 3 was introduced, and we had a little live performance by Usher. I guess I can never say that I've never seen an Usher live performance, and that was something I was proud of, but that's gone now. But no, it was fine. It was fun. It seemed to kind of lift the energy level back up in the room, and we had to have known that Dance Central 3 was coming. It's kind of in the Kinect's flagship series, and there's no way Harmonix was gonna go past E3 without at least announcing it or showing it. Don Mattrick came back out, and after saying a few kind of closing statement type things, they introduced Call of Duty Black Ops 2 and showed some gameplay. They also mentioned that there was some timed exclusive DLC, just like a lot of things going on right now. Microsoft seems to be locking up a lot of that timed exclusive. The gameplay they showed a little bit of those branching things where the main character comes up to a moment and gives him the choice. He can either rappel down and fight on the ground, or he can snipe and cover for the others. So it was kind of cool how that played out. The game just seemed like classic I shouldn't say classic Call of Duty. I should say post-modern warfare Call of Duty. Lots of big set pieces, lots of jumping in and out of vehicles, just lots of larger-than-life moments. I was a little bit disappointed in Modern Warfare 3, and I've kind of felt like Treyarch has been taking over in the Call of Duty space. So, it could be a great game. I hope they don't push it too far on the multiplayer side of things, where it just becomes kind of a cheesy PerkFest, but some of the things they were showing are pretty cool. I thought it was kind of cool how the combat went just a little bit beyond throwing grenades and shooting the guns and set pieces, as they're kind of moving through the environments. It looked like they were leapfrogging a little bit more deliberately than you normally see in a Call of Duty, so that was nice. But it just looked like I'd say 90% of what was in there was just the Call of Duty we know. But it did look good, it sounded nice, and it was a good way for them to close out the show. Overall, the conference was pretty fun. Leaving the show, there were about 2 or 3 things that just about everybody was mentioning to one another. The first thing was that Halo 4 looked great. They can't wait to see how that multiplayer stacks up. They also felt that Smart Glass has a lot of potential, just Microsoft has to not screw it up. And then the third thing was that it was just way too loud. Maybe we're all getting old, but holy cow, it was extremely loud in there. And I'm not going to talk about that because not game related or anything, but it was pretty funny how loud it was and how many people thought to talk about that on the train. And overall, though, it would have been nice if Microsoft could have touted a couple more of exclusive games rather than exclusive content in games or exclusive functionality because of Kinect. But we're nearing the end of the generation, and a lot of those really big projects are going to be showing up on the new console. So I know Microsoft didn't talk anything about the next console, and they shouldn't, because they've got a lot of games coming that they need to talk about now. But you know, that's what happens when you're near the end of the generation. You get a few nice projects that wrap up and kind of send the console out, and Halo 4 and Call of Duty Black Ops 2 are probably going to be two of the biggest titles left for Xbox 360. And then next year, obviously, the focus will be on what Microsoft's doing with the next platform. So overall, it was a pretty good conference. It wasn't Microsoft's best, but I do think it was better than what they had last year. And the scaling back of the awkward Kinect demos was probably a good idea. I'll talk a little about Sony in the next video, but you know, for now, I'm pretty excited to get on the floor tomorrow and see what some of these games feel like in person. Thanks for watching, guys, and you can keep up with things over on GamerTheory.com. We have an E3 article hub. It'll be the main story on the website for the whole week and a few days after. And if you click on that, it'll just take you to all of the E3 related posts we're doing. So check that out, GamerTheory.com. Thanks a lot, and thanks for watching.